Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up!
Ah!
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Marty Size or Michelle Rudolph in Albuquerque today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
At Gala Chevrolet, our master technicians service every make and model no matter where you purchase your vehicle. But that's not all. We also provide certified service on every GM model. So if your car's been acting a little funny lately or something just doesn't seem right, don't wait. Bring it in to the most modern service facility in the entire state and let us make sure that you're driving a vehicle you and your family can depend on. Service done right the first time, every time, right here at the all-new Gala Chevrolet.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
You know what this is? It's Cage Mind's takeover, Red Menace TV. Leroy and Carlisle have already worked so hard this year, they had to take a day off. Don't worry, I got everything covered. We're going to be talking combat sports today. Got a whole bunch of guests, and I mean that today. We're going to be talking about February 9th, Brawl on the Bosque, charity event at Isleta. But before we get to that, there's a lot of ongoings in the combat sports world. Not to mention, yesterday in Nevada, we had the conclusion from the big drama show. A 6-month suspension and a $50,000 fine for Conor McGregor and a $500,000 9-month suspension for Khabib Nurmagomedov for the incident that occurred after UFC 229. John Jones has officially been granted a 1-fight license in Nevada, making his title defense against Anthony Lionheart Smith official for UFC 235. On the local scene, we got a couple notes. Out in New York on the Thurman undercard, we'll talk more about the Thurman main event, but on the Thurman undercard, Daniel Flores Garcia fought valiantly, but unfortunately sustained a cut on the 3rd round, covered up, and eventually the fight was stopped. that had to be done for fighter safety. We had also local action in Amarillo, Texas, with some local fighters that will be familiar to you. Angel Baby Aaron Pettis continues his undefeated streak with a win over crafty veteran Raymond Chacon. You had Isaac Luna getting a decision win, not to mention Rico Urquizo from Clovis picking up a second-round knockout, and Abel Navarrete still undefeated with a unanimous decision win in the main event. So there were a couple highlights from local fighters that you already know that were in action this past weekend. Now, as far as talking about locally here in Albuquerque, we did have our first MMA event of the year. LFA was finally here. We had talked about the event a lot in lead up. It was LFA 58. If we can go to the highlights, Alden, we had a couple great knockouts. Here it is, Fabian Pilgrim, that is one punch, that right hand. They both threw at the same time, and Sherwin Price goes to sleep. Tavino Gavino, do not put your head just down and move forward, because that can happen to you. Flying knee knockout. Controversy in the main event. Harvey Park scores a knockdown right there with the left hand. Comes in too strong. I think that knee landed. That is illegal. The referee does not stop the fight. Harvey, the look on his face, said that it was illegal. Jack Hager makes his Bellator debut, the former WWE star. He's a wrestler. Arm triangle. Great debut taking down K.S. Weiss. Aaron Pico knocks down Henry Krause. Couldn't get the finish. Got Too Brave Boxing inside, dirty boxing, and paid for it. Took two to the chin. A huge win for Henry Krause, who was hurt early in the fight from that uppercut. And the conclusion of the Bellator Heavyweight Grand Prix. One shot, one punch. Ryan Bader is now a simultaneous heavyweight and light heavyweight and heavyweight tournament champion in Bellator. Conclusion of their Heavyweight Grand Prix. It was a big night for combat sports, but we also can't get past that we had boxing here locally. Also, to talk about that show that was up at Buffalo Thunder, Cold War 5, going to bring in CageMinds.com boxing writer Hollywood Ray is here with us.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hollywood, you went up to Buffalo Thunder, Cold War 5. Let's start at the beginning. Tell us about the night of action, how to kick off. I believe there were ladies, and there was a historical moment to start the night.
Yeah, there was a historical moment. We had our first woman ring announcer, Alyssa Ryan Adams, the daughter of our great announcer, Mike Adams. So, I mean, that was just amazing just to pop it off like that, to be there with that, just to be setting the history. And then our first woman fight of the night was Jourdain with Mendoza Karina, which was like just the start off from a rematch.
A rematch from a year ago, right?
Yeah, a year ago. Jourdain walks in, and I mean, from the bat, you can tell that she had went back to camp and went back to the drawing board, because she came in pumping her jab. And when she was throwing combinations, she knew where her punches were going, and they were landing. So, I mean, she was catching her off guard. Also, Mendoza was just coming in with her hands, like, to her chest right here in the middle, just walking forward, no punches, no activity. So, I mean, she was setting herself.
A pretty stagnant target?
Yep, stagnant target. And, I mean, Jourdain, she just capitalized, and she did what she was supposed to do. She looked real impressive. I was impressed with Jourdain.
So, a much improved fighter from the last time you had seen her?
Much improved, much improved. So, I give kudos to Jourdain on that win.
And then I believe from next, was that Jackson or was that Olivas fighting?
There was Andre Galarza and
Loreto Olivas.
Yeah, Loreto Olivas. And I mean, Loreto goes in and he's just swinging wild, but he's landing weirdly, you know. So, I mean, Andre Galarza, he is throwing punches, but he is inactive. But when he does throw, he actually does hit his target.
So kind of being a little shelling up, a little inactive.
He's just
but when he would find the target.
Yeah, and I mean, so therefore, while he's coming forward and not swinging or using head movement, he's getting caught. Therefore, he was dropped in the third round, and it left him kind of uncomposed off his equilibrium. And I mean, therefore, he finished the fourth round. They were swinging just at each other, just punches going back of the head, back, shoulders. Both of them were fatigued already, you could tell.
I don't know how many times you've had an opportunity to look at Loreto Olivas, but he seems to be the underdog heading into each fight. And so far, he's 3-0 up there at Buffalo Thunder. He's just pulled it out each time. He's been that dog in the fight. What have you seen out of him?
Well, I just know from watching him, I seen the last fight, and that was the first time, is that, I mean, you can't stop someone when they're determined. And he's just determined to go out there and grab the win. So, I mean, for him, his determination and his heart that he brings forth that night of the fight is really hard to just overcome. I mean, he's not going to get tired. He doesn't know what that means. And, I mean, if he concentrate on his camp, bring his weight down, trims it down, he could be a force to reckon with. But we won't know until we see him get down to that focus level of him, I mean, in the training camp and everything like that, taking it to the next step.
And then I believe the next fight was actually Maurice Jackson versus Gabriel Rodriguez. And from reading your write-up on CageMinds.com, which you guys can still check out, it was pretty one-way traffic in that fight.
Yeah, Maurice, I mean, he's just a beast. And every time he lands the overhand right, you would see Garcia, I believe, right? Or Rodriguez.
Gabriel, that's where
you would see Rodriguez just feel it. Stumble off his feet a little bit. But the most interesting about that fight, though, is him calling out Irish.
And Irish got into the ring,
he came out
full ready to go.
Yeah,
so nobody had that planned or anything. But
no, I mean,
did they say that's on tap for the next Holmes boxing?
Well, I mean, they both know we're here to fight the best, and that's what they're gonna do. So at that moment, when you see Maurice do that, and I don't know too much about Maurice. If he is actually an MMA fighter.
He's an MMA fighter from the Jackson Lake Academy.
I mean, for him to come to the boxing scene and do that is what it needs to be done, that entertainment. Someone calls someone out to bring the fans there, to understand the attraction and how help the fans feel that engagement.
Give that electricity.
Yeah, the electricity. I mean, everybody wants to be aroused by that kind of entertainment. The energy that Jackson said, you know what, I'm here to fight the best. And at 180, he is short. You know what I'm saying? Being McLean's dad was the cruiserweight heavyweight champion. To me, I look at that fight, not taking nothing away from Maurice Jackson because anything could happen, any punches could land. But on boxing skill-wise,
he's definitely the underdog in this
fight.
one.
Exactly. Because
McLean has much more experience, much more pedigree.
Exactly. In the boxing ring.
And then Liana Martinez, I'm not letting her take a fight 12 pounds overweight against somebody 12 pounds overweight, but she did it. She paid for it.
Definitely. I mean, boxing is that brutal of a sport to where you can't let any of that come into play, especially giving up that much weight, because she came in actually that morning at 111, and Salinas came in weighing 129. So I'm saying that's a whole lot of weight.
That's 18 pounds.
Yeah, that you can get hurt off with something like that. So you've seen the relentless pressure that Salinas had. I mean, her pedigree as an amateur, she fought for the U.S. team in India. So she's bringing me back international experience, you know, with her being on that pedestal in the game, fighting for Team USA on those levels. She's bringing that kind of stuff to boxing here in New Mexico as a woman fighter. It's something not to play around with, you know? So, I mean, she just pulverized her liver. She couldn't knock her out. One thing you got to give Liana all dues and respects to is she is tough. I mean, because I never seen so many liver punches thrown and landed in one fight. And then she didn't even fall. I mean, you can see her taking them and weakening her out. But you can see it, but she stood her ground and she stood on her toes, and she's amazing. Both of the fighters were amazing. You know, that had to be, I mean, Salinas is a skilled fighter.
And I don't want to get sidetracked, but as you said, international experience, it does remind me, everybody, that you need to keep track of Abraham Paredes and Shariah Maru. They're heading back out for a 2-week camp up to the Olympic Training Center in Colorado to go to a tournament in Bulgaria. Wanted to send a shout out to them real quick.
Yep, Maru Boxing. We love you guys.
So co-main event, Antonio Tom Martinez back in the win column. Got a decision, right?
That, to me, the most impressive fighter that night was Tone. Like, I've seen Tone probably fight like half a dozen times. Tone never boxed, used his angles, his jab going in and out.
You saw
using his
a technical skill level
Oh man, his
advancement
tone
in
was
his game.
completely like night and days, you know? I mean, it was
great.
impressive. It was impressive. I'm really impressed with Tone. I want to congratulate you, Tone, on what you did that night, and keep up the good work. Keep
And
training
then
hard, and
the
keep
main event?
mentally. The main event was just, I mean, Fidel already had told us that they're going back and they're going back to the drawing board, so he's figuring out, working his angles, jabbing, trying to stay out of range, getting in and out of range, finding his opportunities, and that's what he did.
Being surgical, being technical.
Yeah, he just was a surgeon that night, and that's what he went in there and did. I mean, he pretty much had a standing target in front of him. He didn't take the knockout to like where we thought that he would. Most on spectators and viewers of the boxing here in the state would have thought that. So I mean, we saw a different of Fidel, and I mean, it was just kind of a nice experience for the hardcore boxing fan.
And real quick, a couple comments on Keith Thurman in Brooklyn. Got the victory, but it was by decision in a tune-up match. He returned. How did you think Thurman looked?
Yeah, well, you seen the ring rust, but I was way impressed with Thurman's boxing skills, his ability, his ring generalship, him moving around, him not being able to be cornered. I mean, he did get caught while he was leaning back, spinning out the rope, and we did. I mean, most people that saw the fight thought he was gonna get knocked out that 7th round.
It was one of those
moments.
But
But I mean, he gained his composure, came back, and he got caught throughout the fight. Felt like he got caught in the beginning of the fight too. I mean, Josecito was coming in, throwing combinations and catching him. So I definitely seen ring rust, but I mean, that's just him, I would say, breaking ice to get back in here. Now, I would say he's one time when he was like at 140, but at 147, his power is different, and he's not carrying it to that weight like the way he did at 140. So I don't think we see one time as one time at 147, because now he's dealing with heavy hitters.
now those heavy shots aren't landing the same way for him.
Exactly, but I mean, he's back in, and we'll be able to see what he does with it. Hopefully we see him with Spence or Crawford.
Hollywood, thank you for the boxing insight. Now, also, guys, want to remind you, we got all kinds of photos going up on the Cage Minds Combat Sports News Facebook page from LFA 58 and from Cold War 5. Go check those out. We're going to head to commercials, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Brawl in the Bosque upcoming February 9th.
To us. Look at this. Luera, a little chip and a finish out in front, and a mistake by Servo. Ferguson top of the key, a little crossover dribble between his legs. Ferguson in trouble. Now Ferguson gonna fire at the buzzer, and he knocked it down. How about it?
Edetta splits 3, scoops at the buzzer, and scores, and is fouled. Reyes Edetta.
Sent across on the right foot, and Fuentes is gonna put it away.
Patiently get it into the paint.
Yeah, they ran a nice offense that time.
Crazy. They don't want Tapia to catch fire. Gonna pull up for another 3. Off the window, yes!
Second, Spartan's got to beat the buzzer. He goes all the way. Yes! Count.
Drives, goes it away to Patterson. Here comes Patterson with 4 seconds. Patterson down the lane, lays it up, and he's on his way to Air Force. First one. Patterson, a terrific shooter, makes both of them. It is a 2-point lead. Ramos will launch it. If it goes, they win. If it does not, they do not. And a terrific game ends. Rio Rancho beats the Trisco Heritage 73-71.
Think
They get it to Gelante. Gelante's going to pull up on a jumper. Got it! Left. Neely fires a corner three. It's an air ball. Rebound, Jesse Murphy taken away. Tenorio three. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Tenorio for the win. Holy cow. Bernalillo wins 59-58.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters! It's like it never happened!
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
The Barley Room, a proud sponsor of Proview Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
This is Coach Borrego of the Charlotte Hornets. Hello to all you parents out there in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I want to congratulate 38 years for the AYBL. You guys are doing a great job. You've shaped a lot of lives, young men and women, and you'll continue to do that. Parents, get involved, sign your kid up. It's a great program. It helped shape who I am today, helped shape me as a basketball player, as a coach. So get out there, sign up.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Marty Size or Michelle Rudolph in Albuquerque today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
At Gala Chevrolet, our master technicians service every make and model no matter where you purchase your vehicle. But that's not all. We also provide certified service on every GM model. So if your car's been acting a little funny lately or something just doesn't seem right, don't wait. Bring it into the most modern service facility in the entire state and let us make sure that you're driving a vehicle you and your family can depend on. Service done right the first time, every time, right here at the all-new Gala Chevrolet.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Next in line.
We're back. More of the Cage Minds takeover here of Red Menace TV. Now it's time to talk about what's going to be the next upcoming local combat sports event we have here, and it's going to be one of a kind. A lot of volunteers involved. It's for charity. Talking about Brawl in the Bosque, and Ryan Tafoya is here to clue us in on to who came up with this idea, all that you want to know about the event. Ryan, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us on. We're really looking forward to this event. The Brawl in the Bosque is held at Isleta Resort and Casino on February 9th. And this is actually the brainchild of one of our founders for 1082 Corporation, which is a nonprofit that benefits first responders. But Peter Camacho, formerly of Rio Rancho Police Department, thought up this years back, titled it The Rumble in the Rio, and had such a good turnout, such a good response. Pete moved away. It had kind of, I guess, fallen off the map for lack of better terms. He moved back and brought it right back. He rebranded it. It's going to be bigger and better than ever.
1082, how long have you been associated with the foundation?
Pete and I actually co-founded the association in 1082 in 2006. We were incorporated in 2008. We've become a federally certified nonprofit, and what we do is we raise money through events like this to help first responders in times of need.
And what was the spark that led to this idea?
Unfortunately, it was a deputy with Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office that was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. His wife just wouldn't accept the diagnosis. She found some alternative treatment, which was deemed by the insurance company to be experimental treatment in California. That wasn't covered by the insurance. We had to pay out of pocket for that. So we did a bunch of fundraising, and by we, I mean agencies throughout the state of New Mexico. He was able to obtain that the experimental treatment, and he was deemed cancer-free for several years after that. He was even returned back to work on our SWAT team and everything. So that what sparked 1082 is the ability to have some funds on hand and not have to do the emergency fundraising.
Awesome, awesome. What was your first reaction when your partner said, let's do a boxing event? What was your first reaction?
My first reaction, he wanted me to box in it. I have no combat experience whatsoever. I don't like getting hit. So my initial reaction was, no way. Pete Camacho actually ran the first event and boxed in it. He was knocked out. But he did a great job. It was a tremendous event. Raised a lot of money. At that time, it was going towards bikes for underprivileged kids, which we still continue today to provide those bikes to underprivileged kids. But such a tremendous response from the community, and quite frankly, the first responders that participated in the event were outstanding. They put on a great show.
Now, what's been the reception from the athletes, from the firefighters, from the police officers, from the people that are going to be participating?
Well, first of all, I got to give them the utmost respect, because these guys have been training, and gals have been training for literally 9 months to a year for this event. It's not going to be a bunch of guys just going out and putting on boxing gloves. They've been sparring. They've been having the support of local gyms throughout Albuquerque and Santa Fe and Las Cruces to train at. They've been training with actual professional boxers. And those things all combined are going to put on a great show. But they've had the dedication to go out and do this for, like I said, minimum 6 months, I think is our latest fighter. But they're going to put on a show, and they are, I can't tell you enough how much we appreciate them helping us out by doing that. 6
months to a year training for this. When was the groundwork? When did Pete start the groundwork to bring this event back then?
Well, he started calling and setting it up, oh gosh, it was late 2017. And he had attended an event, and the Rumble in Rio, which was what the title of this event was initially called, the fighters never really stopped training. Everybody wanted it, and it had gotten smaller and smaller and more expensive and more expensive. So with the help of Isleta Casino and Resort, we were able to bring that fight back, put it on bigger and better than ever. And as soon as we put the word out that, hey, we're thinking about doing it back again, these fighters and athletes started training again.
You mentioned already bicycles for young children. Is there any other continual charities that 1082 is also involved in?
Well, there's a lot of restrictions that 1082 has, being a federally certified nonprofit. But what we do is the majority of our funds goes directly to first responders in need. And quite frankly, everybody says, oh, well, first responders, police, fire, military, everybody has great insurance. And that's true. However, there are so many circumstances that are deemed experimental, that don't cover a copay. For example, cancer copay could be $1,500 per treatment. And that being said, most first responders make decent money but live paycheck to paycheck still. And we are able to fill that void when an emergency does come up.
Now, from your involvement, your time obviously from the ground up of this organization, do you guys have a number on how much money you've raised, how many people you've been able to help, either one?
Yes, we've distributed over $300,000 in the 10 years that we've actually been incorporated. The accounting for that, the vast majority of our fundraising efforts are put on by volunteers. No one receives a paycheck from 1082. That being said, what we've done is we've enlisted the help of local businesses. Our office space is donated. We have our office supplies donated. Everything that we do is trying to put the most percentage of every dollar back into our community.
From other events that you guys have tried, compared to doing the Rumble in the Rio, the Brawl in the Bosque, how do you see the difference in the community kind of response to the events?
Well, this is a unique event. We have a great response. We do several events throughout the year. We do a poker tournament, which is giving away goods instead of money. We do softball tournaments. We do football games. This is a unique event to where we're pitting New Mexico law enforcement officials against New Mexico Fire Service officials. And although there's that tight brotherhood on calls for service and at the station, and we can laugh and joke, there's a lot of animosity that goes into this event. And from what I've seen on social media, that's really being played up. People are talking about mopping the floor with other people. People are talking about you're not going to last more than the first round. And these are action-packed rounds. Being a different boxing venue, and again, not professional boxers, we're only doing 3 one-minute rounds. And they are 3 one-minute rounds of haymakers and kidney shots. These people are not messing around, and nobody wants to be embarrassed in there.
And currently, as far as you know, what kind of card, what size are we looking at? How many
We
fights?
have a 12-fight card. We do have one female bout, and we do have another female that's ready to fight, but unfortunately, her opponent had to drop out. So we do have 2 fights that are in the wings waiting in case there is an injury in the last minute. But we do have a 12-round card. Isleta Resort and Casino has been just tremendous by hosting the event in their brand new venue, and it is going to be a blast.
I tell you folks, the fight business is full of injuries. Even a charity event can't escape fights falling off, fighters having issues. It's just one of those things that comes with being a fan and being in the combat sports venue. As you mentioned, the athletes, we're going to talk to a few of them here in just a moment. We'll be back with more Cage Minds takeover of Red Menace TV.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters! It's like it never happened!
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
The Barley Room, proud sponsor of Proview Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
This is Coach Borrego of the Charlotte Hornets. Hello to all you parents out there in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I want to congratulate 38 years for the AYBL. You guys are doing a great job. You've shaped a lot of lives, young men and women, and you'll continue to do that. Parents, get involved, sign your kid up. It's a great program. It helped shape who I am today.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Marty Size or Michelle Rudolph in Albuquerque today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
At Gala Chevrolet, our master technicians service every make and model no matter where you purchase your vehicle. But that's not all. We also provide certified service on every GM model. So if your car's been acting a little funny lately or something just doesn't seem right, don't wait. Bring it in to the most modern service facility in the entire state and let us make sure that you're driving a vehicle you and your family can depend on. Service done right the first time, every time, right here at the all-new Gala Chevrolet.
Dream Style Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dream Style Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dream Style Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Welcome back to the Cage Minds Takeover of Red Menace TV. To my left, we have Jose Salas, and to my right, we have Amity Livingston. These two are going to be fighting each other. No, not really. They're both going to be competing on Brawl in the Bosque. Glad to have you both here. I'm in the middle because we have opposing sides here, so just to play crowd control, make sure they don't get some sparring started here on set as they were threatening to do while Ryan was on set. Everybody's good now, though?
I think so, maybe.
All right, again, guys, thanks for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Start off with Amity.
Yeah.
1082, the foundation, getting involved, getting into a boxing ring. Why'd you want to get involved? Why'd you want to do it?
Well, for me, I always like challenges. So I've always been, an athlete. I've played sports my entire life, and I found out about this event. It was actually a couple of years ago. I had known it as the Rumble in the Rio. I had expressed interest then, and then it wasn't until, sometime in the early fall this past year that I heard about the Brawl in the Bosque. So, I, again, didn't back away from it and said, what can I do to get involved? And here I am now, training for it.
Awesome, awesome. Now, let's go over to the other side. And we go to the firefighter side, and we'll say, I believe you've already been involved with the event before, right?
Yeah, Rumble in Rio.
What was that first experience like?
It was good. It was challenging, and it was a good way to stay in shape, to provide for the community, but staying in shape, So I think I owe it to them,
Had you boxed previously before?
Just in gyms. In order to stay in shape. That was about it. And then of course, it's always good. It's always a good challenge.
What was that like for you? The bell ringing, the bright lights, the crowd, that kind of atmosphere?
It was exciting. Yeah, then of course I lost last time by decision, so I kind of want to win this time. So that's what happened.
On a technical boxing aspect, what did you learn from that first fight?
Be patient, be more mindful of your surroundings, the ring. More conditioning, of course, which my trainer says I need more miles. Like, you need miles.
Really? I kind of figure already the firefighters, you have to lug all that equipment around when you're getting prepared anyway. I thought your cardio would have been one of the aspects that would have been, up there.
I thought so too, but it's completely different. Once you go in there, you're like, oh man, I'm winded.
You're like, man, I could carry a 50-pound person down, 2 flights of stairs, but stay going for those rounds. That's just a little different, right?
That bottle lasts forever, man. I'm winded in here.
And now let's go back over to Amity. You've already had some combat sports training, though, with your job in law enforcement, right?
Correct, yes. I've had some in the academy. We had our whole defensive tactics block that we did. But even before going into the academy, I was into kickboxing and doing some jiu-jitsu on my own as well.
Oh, so you're already interested in combat sports?
Yeah, I've been interested for a while in doing it, yes.
So this is checking the box a little bit?
Yep, absolutely. And then we'll see after this. I intend on keeping after it too.
Oh, so this may be dipping a toe in the water, literally, to see if you want to try to compete here?
Yep. That's how I'm looking at it for sure, absolutely.
So when did you sign up for this opportunity?
It would have been in early November. We had a meeting where that was kind of our sign-up day for the event. So that was when I officially said, all right, I'm doing this.
So does it feel like a win-win getting to do something to help out and then also going into this endeavor that you were obviously interested in?
Yeah, it does. I see it as a great opportunity for me to not only do something good for a charity event, but also to represent my department. as well. So it's me doing something fun, something I love, something I'm interested in, accepting this challenge, but also, representing the department and, putting in for this charity as well.
And which department is that?
It is the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department.
And how long have you been there?
It's been about 2.5 years, so I'm still pretty new, but I'm excited to represent them.
And are you a native New Mexican?
I am, yes, yeah.
Albuquerque or?
Yes, yep. Went to Manzano, went to UNM, so
All right.
I've been around for a little bit, yeah.
And then this interest in combat sports, when did that spark?
I think it's something I've always been interested in. Again, I've always liked the challenges. My family, they're all, first responders, military, and, some of them even have boxed a little bit, not like at a professional level or anything, and I've always wrestled with my, with my brothers and sisters, so it's kind of always been there. I guess I just never took it more seriously until before going into the academy as well.
And how serious do you take this event coming up, this fight coming up?
Very seriously. So anything that I'm training for, any event I have coming up, competition, I train at 100% each time. I don't slack.
Gonna keep bouncing around. We go back over Jose. You were already involved in this event once. You already stepped in that ring. Did that bug bite you? Did you stay in the gym afterwards?
Yeah, I kind of kept it up. And then, being a part of the job, our pack test, our combat challenge, and in the department, we're always kind of competitive with each other. So, you know what I mean? Got to keep it up. Kind of let the young ones kind of, show you up. So.
Has that been a little bit of motivation? Did you get ragged for losing last time by the guys a little bit?
Yeah, my crew. Yeah, they always kind of nick at me like, yeah, well, you lost. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's good motivation though,
You can't fire back with the I did it.
Yeah.
I'm the one that got in there, guys. Come on. I didn't see,
Yeah, you could. That only goes so far. And they're like, yeah, well, you still lost. And you're like, oh, okay, all right.
And what is that? Now, where's your excitement level at being involved in this one?
It's good. It's good. I've trimmed down a little bit where I kind of want to be. So, yeah, I like it,
Being involved with 1082, seeing these benefits, how do you feel about being a part of it and helping out?
I feel great. It's a good organization. I'm able to kind of contribute to that. So, that's good. Yeah. See how many people come in and, support this cause.
And which station are you representing out of?
Station 38.
And where are you located?
On Rio Bravo and Prince. Yeah.
How long have you been there?
I've been there a year, but with the department, 7 years. So, yeah.
Was that your childhood dream? Was firefighter? You living out your dream here?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Competing, boxing. Wanted to be like a boxer, MMA, but that fell through. I was a mechanic at Zangara Dodge, got unemployed, and that was a good way to get in shape and get into the fire department. So.
And now, obviously, boxing has also been some way sustained in your life now.
Oh yeah.
A healthier lifestyle.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's a good way to kind of show my kids, stay in shape, even into your adult life. So it's cool.
How do you expect February 9th to be different from your first experience?
It's gonna be a little different, train a little bit more, wiser, from the last time. So we'll see. I'm gonna enjoy myself too. So
that's always part of it. You're out there, got to be having fun. All these people are here volunteering, helping out, giving up their time, and obviously with the hectic schedules already, giving up your time, putting in the training. Amity, how are you prepared for the bright lights, for the music to hit, to actually step in the ring and get to throw leather?
I've been just working my butt off, whether it be in the gym, with doing my weightlifting stuff or, doing my sparring. I've just been training my butt off. This is going to be a new experience for me because I've never done a boxing match, so I don't know, just based off of my previous competitions and events that I've done, I think I'm just going to get hyped. I don't know. That's the best word to describe it, so.
Awesome. February 9th, Isleta Resort and Casino is the host. We're all in the Bosque. We got one more guest coming up. We'll be back after a couple messages.
proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car crafters! It's like it never happened!
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
The Barley Room, proud sponsor of Proview Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
This is Coach Borrego of the Charlotte Hornets. Hello to all you parents out there in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I want to congratulate 38 years for the AYBL. You guys are doing a great job. You've shaped a lot of lives, young men and women, and you'll continue to do that. Parents, get involved, sign your kid up. It's a great program. It helped shape who I am today, helped shape me as a basketball player.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Marty Size or Michelle Rudolph in Albuquerque today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
We've been talking about it all episode. Brawl in the Bosque, February 9th, 5:30 for the doors to open. 7 p.m. is your first bell for the fights to start. The morning before, on the 8th at 777's, the club inside of the Isleta Resort and Casino, you can go and view the open to the public weigh-ins. Now to close up the show, we have another person associated with the event joining us. Amber Rollin won a competition recently, and now you're going to be the event ring girl. Tell us about it.
Yes, they. I guess it's tradition for the 1082 to host a ring girl competition, and I got to be a part of that. I heard about this charity fight like last year, and I really wanted to be a part of it, but I really wasn't sure how to become a part of it. And then one of my friends sent me the link to it, so I inquired and I got in on it, and I'm just really, really excited to help out. And I'm really happy that I got involved, and the competition was amazing. It was a lot of fun. I've never done one before, so that was different, but it was really exciting. It went well, obviously, and I'm super pumped.
What was a ring girl competition like? What did that entail?
It was, they gave us a card, we did like a walk around, we had a little bit of an interview, and that's kind of how it went, really.
How did you, I've seen you at other events, we've seen you work at the Fresca's production events.
Mm-hmm.
How did you become interested in being a ring car girl, getting involved in combat sports?
It kind of started in Salt Lake City. A lot of my friends are fighters, and I went to go visit one of my friends during his fight, and there's a production company there that asked me if I would be interested in doing it, and I was kind of a chicken at first, so I didn't at first, but then I finally went for it, and it just kind of it's been awesome ever since, and it gets you the best seat in the house. It really does.
And then I heard also that you've even taken to doing a little bit of training yourself.
Yeah, a little bit. I started doing karate when I was 5, and then it just kind of like spiraled that way. And like I said, a lot of my friends, you know, are into it, and I really like it. It's kind of therapeutic. I don't know, makes me feel good. I don't know if I want to go professional, but I like doing it.
And now getting involved with a charity like this or an organization and helping volunteer, what inspired you?
My friends and their families. I have friends that are firefighters and police officers, and to be a part of this and to help them is just, it's amazing, you know, because you never know how you can help them, and now I know that I can help them if they need it.
Everybody looks at being a ring girl as such an easy job. What does go into it? What kind of preparation entails for your fight night?
For me, fitness, definitely. To not be shy, being willing to keep the crowd entertained. I mean, there's more to it than you'd think, than just walking around with a card. It really is.
Have you always felt and looked at yourself as outgoing?
A little bit. I'm a little shy here and there, but I'm getting better. Getting better.
And how does this help you push towards opening up and just being more?
Because it puts me out there. It makes me have to react. Kind of like when you train or you're in a cage.
Kind of like when I throw you on an interview at the last moment, right?
Exactly like today.
Like today, you never know what's going to happen, but I thank you for coming out here. Thanks for talking about it. And what's your excitement and expectations for the event?
The crowd, the fighters, the families, the support, the charity, everything. It's just a great, great event, and I'm just really, really excited to be a part of it.
That's some awesome stuff right there. Got to thank Amber for those comments and joining me here real quick. Now this weekend, guys, there's a lot of combat sports to look forward to. Got a little video. Let's hit that, Alden. Roy Jones Jr. boxing debuts on UFC Fight Pass on Thursday, January 31st. It's a WBO bantamweight title eliminator, where you'll see Ashton Palacio versus unbeaten Jose Martinez. Then we have on Friday night, LFA on Access TV, LFA 59, welterweights in the main event, Christian Aguilera, David Mershad, co-main event, unbeaten Steve Newell versus Jared Gooden, UFC vet Seth Benziski meets Daniel Madrid, and top bantamweight prospect Hunter Azure faces Jaime Hernandez. Also Friday night, on UFC Fight Pass, we have Glory Kickboxing, their first event of the year. Glory is in Houston, Texas. The Super Fight Series main event, heavyweights, Jason Willis takes on Jacob Hernandez, and at the top of the card for Glory 63, the featherweight title is on the line as Thailand's Patapachme Kamaru, who's 161 wins, 36 losses and 2 draws, defends that featherweight title against Holland's Sergey Adamchuk, the former Glory lightweight champion, looking to become a 2-division champion. Go to UFC Fight Pass again, also Friday night, XFN from Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's XFN 356, Jimmy the Brick Flick versus Ray the Judge Rodriguez, not to mention Bellator vet Emily Ducote on the card. UFC Fight Pass, also Friday night, a ton of action. You can also see Muay Thai Fight Night fights from New York. Saturday, the UFC returns to ESPN Plus. They are in Brazil for UFC on ESPN Plus 2. Rafael Assunção, Marlon Moraes, a bantamweight #1 contender match in the main event. Featherweight GOAT Jose Aldo versus Renato Moicano is the co-main event. Not to mention Damian Maia versus Lyman Good, and the all-time leader in UFC submissions, Charles Oliveira, takes on David Tamor. Johnny Walker versus Justin Ledet, also in the light heavyweight division. Not to mention, again, on UFC Fight Pass, that is Saturday night in Japan, Quinet, that is 5-on-5 team-style grappling. Sakuraba, Josh Barnett, Uriah Faber, it's their brainchild. You can check that out on UFC Fight Pass. Team-style grappling, a huge weekend of combat sports upon us. Again, John Jones, the fight is official for UFC 235. Fidel Maldonado Jr. back in the win column. Harvey Park at LFA 58 picked up a huge victory in the main event, but will it stand after that controversial call from the referee on was the knee illegal? Did it land? Did it not? CageMinds.com will keep you updated on everything you need to know. Also got to thank all my guests. Brawl in the Bosque, February 9th. Check out also the pugilism in the Hollywood Lights section on CageMinds.com as we're talking more and more boxing all the time. Red Menace TV will maybe be back to its normal state next week. If not, you know I can take care of it. And as for Alden too.